If you have no money and no resources, learn the mindset of the Jews who sold pigeons back in the day. In New York, there was a female cashier named Linda who drove a convertible Bentley to work every day. Someone asked her curiously, "You can afford a Bentley, so why still work as a cashier?" Linda replied without hesitation, "Give me $200 and I'll tell you." The person actually handed her the $200. Linda smiled and said at once, "100 or 2 people ask me the same question every day. Now you know how I got this Bentley." With that, Linda got in her car and left. 2 days later, when Linda was on vacation by the beach, she saw a beautiful woman standing there, about to take her own life. Linda rushed over to stop her at once. After finding out the situation, she learned the woman was millions in debt and had hit rock bottom, which was why she'd come to the beach to end everything. Linda said to her, "Don't jump in a hurry. I have a way to help you, but you have to listen to me completely." The woman hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Linda went on to ask, "What's the biggest travel demand during holidays?" "It's not entertainment, it's kids." For any family traveling with children, parents almost never refuse when their kids want a little trinket that only costs a few dollars. So Linda said, "Have a batch of water guns custom made, not ordinary ones. Print a wave logo on them. Step 2. Hang a sign on the beach that says Water Gun Carnival. And here's the key. The water guns are free to use, no charge. You only need to collect a $15 deposit." The woman panicked at once. "Then how do we make money? Don't we have to refund the deposit?" This is where the real brilliance comes in. Linda said, "First, the water guns are free, the deposit is low, and with the holiday vibe, no kid can resist them. A family will probably take 5 or 6 at a time. If we hand out 10,000 in a day, that's 50,000 in 5 days. But I'll tell you this, we'll get less than 10,000 back in the end. Why? 50% of people will simply forget they can get the deposit back. 40% will remember but can't be bothered to make a trip just for $15. The beach is huge and crowded, and coming back to find you is a waste of time in itself. Plus the kids love the logo on the water guns, and will just take them home as souvenirs. Practically no one will return them. The cost of the water guns is extremely low. After deducting a $50,000 labor cost, you'll net over $500,000 in just 5 days. The woman froze on the spot, suddenly realizing she'd practically lived her life for nothing for the past 20 or 30 years. She went back and did exactly as Linda said. A month later, she not only paid off all her debts but also completely turned her life around and became a winner in life. Later, she couldn't help but ask Linda, "How do you come up with all these ideas?" Linda smiled and said, "True masters don't solve problems. They elevate their perspective, and the problems disappear on their own." You think that's the end of it? It gets even better. The woman made $20 million in a month using this method. She gave half of it to Linda. She originally planned to buy a luxury mansion and a fancy car with the rest, but Linda talked her out of it. Instead, Linda told her to live in a 5-star hotel every day. It costs $15,000 a month, with more than 40 different breakfast options, all water, electricity, maintenance and parking included. She gets hot showers every day, someone changes her bed sheets and cleans her room. She doesn't have to worry about a single thing. With just the interest she earns, she makes over $50,000 a month, living comfortably in a 5-star hotel with an extremely high quality of life. She asked Linda in shock again, "Why is your mindset so forward-thinking?" Linda replied, "In this world, the most powerful thing is not money, nor power, it's a way of thinking. Always remember, wealth comes from strategy, not hard labor alone. Profit comes from seizing the moment and the bigger picture, not just toiling away. A strong mindset forges a strong person, and when strong people raise their children, they teach them mastery of strategy, human nature and street smarts from an early age, because they understand the world is just an amplified jungle full of fierce beasts everywhere. If you only focus on putting food on the table and keeping a roof over your head, and let your mind remain poor, the damage it does will be more devastating than any harm from a stranger. So never tell your children to just be obedient and work hard. If I could go back and accompany my child through primary school again, I'd never sign them up for piano, dance or painting lessons. For kids from ordinary families like ours, nurturing their street smarts will guarantee they have a great future. If you want to raise a child who is strategic and wise in the ways of the world, I recommend parents let their kids read this set of books, Raise Children Street Smart, before they turn 15. The kids who read it will grow into something far more powerful than you can imagine. Just leave it on the desk and your child will sneak it away and finish it. Kids who read this book will know what to do when they're framed by others. When a dispute breaks out between friends, they'll turn to teachers for help, understanding how to leverage the strength of others to get things done. This set of books uses comic strips to teach children life lessons and ways to boost their emotional intelligence. The stories and knowledge inside are more than enough to carry them all the way through university. They're the truths about life that most kids only learn after suffering setbacks and losses. Every chapter is a comic story that kids love to read. Let your child read street smarts in comic form. Don't wait until they stumble and fall to let them learn these lessons. Click the orange shopping cart below to find out more about this book.